Alright guys, welcome back to Death from Above 40k. It's battle report time again. We haven't had a game for a while on here, which we're sorry about, but that's because I've been flat out painting and updating models and COVID and all that jazz. So we got Paul here with his Necrons. Say g'day, Paul.
G'day.
I'm going to be running my brand new army that I've been painting that hasn't been on the channel yet. So I've redone my Orks into evil sunz. So I'll go through it. So first things first, we got War Boss. He's going to be the Warlord. He's, what is it called? The hugest boss or whatever. So it gives him +1 wound, +1 attack, and a 4-up invuln. He's got the Killer Claw, and I think it's Brutal but Cunning. It's the one that gives him the rerolls to hit. Next to him, we've got a Big Mech Force Field. Next to him, Pain Boy. And then we've got the Horde. So we've got one big blob of Chopper Boys, 20. Then we've got next to him a big blob of Shooter Boys with a couple of rockets. Nob's got a Power Claw and a rocket. In this one too, Nob's got a big chopper. Behind them, a blob of 15 looters. Over here, we've got 10 tank busters. We've got Death Dread with 4 arm choppy things and 1 copter. So that comes in at 1250 points. I've spent a command point on him to make him the biggest boss, so I'll be starting with 11. So we'll go over here. This Paul's brand new, beautifully painted. This is what COVID gets you, all the nice, lovely models. What do you got in here, mate?
Just a battalion custom dynasty.
Yep.
I've got the Eternal Conquerors, the 6-inch pre-game move one, and then the other one is Relentless Expansion. So it might be the other way around, but the other one gives you OBSEC for everything. So it's led by the Overlord here, and the Overlord he's actually got a relic, the Void Reaper, just to give him some extra melee threat.
That might come in handy against Orks.
That's it. He's also got the Warlord trait, Eternal Madness, which basically means he can reroll wounds.
Yep.
In melee, so that's good. Next to him is the Scorpec Lord. He's actually, I've spent CP to give him a Warlord trait as well, which is Enduring Will, I believe it's called, which basically gives, you subtract 1 from the damage.
Yep.
So he's basically a death guard. And
well, he's green.
That's it. And he's also got the Veil of Darkness. I've spent an extra
That's the transporty teleport. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
The next one here is the Chronomancer with the Entropic Lance. No extra upgrades.
Yep.
On that one there, and he's got 2 Crypto Thralls.
So 2 trash cans.
Yep. To protect him. On that one there.
All right. Troops you've got.
I've got 2 5-man Gorse Immortals.
Yep.
And 1 20-man Gorse Reaper warriors.
That's the assault weapon, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh. And then I've got 6 Scorpec Destroyers and a Doomsday Ark and 5 Scarabs.
Alright, so how many command points are you coming in at?
I believe it's 10.
Alright, so you've spent a couple, so I'll be coming in at 11, he's be coming in at 10. We'll see if this Ork Horde can smash up these tin cans, and we'll get back to you in a minute when we roll permission. Alright. Alright guys, we have rolled up a mission and it is frontline warfare. So we've got an objective here, an objective in this building, there's an objective in this manufactorium, and there's an objective underneath this big blob of guys. So setup wise for the Orks, I've got big blob of looters all the way over here on the right, and then coming across to the centre, we've got a big mass of Orks. So at the front we've got the Chopper Boys, 20 of, then we've got the characters in between giving all their buffs, and then we've got the Shooter Boys, 20 of behind, Grots over here, Copter, and then I've got paid 2 points to put the Death Dread in the teleporter, and then I've paid another point to outflank the Rocket Boys. So we'll go over here and have a look at the Necrons. What were the things you put in Deep Strike?
The 2 Crypto Thralls.
So he's got 2 Crypto Thralls. Then over here we've got big Doomsday Ark set up on the right hand side. Squad of 5 guys. Scorptex they're called, aren't they?
Scorpex, yeah. Yep.
Scorpex, yep. Big blob of 20 in there. And don't worry, we've checked the coherency. He's got his characters in there, the big boy. Got another 5 here. And then we've got Scarabs, yeah. So, for secondaries, I'll just have a quick look. What did we pick? So, I've picked Engage on all fronts, Assassinate, and Raise the banners high. And then Paul's got Thin their ranks, which is appropriate for the amount of Orks here. Purge the vermin, and Raise the banners high as well. So, that's our secondaries. There goes me dice on the ground. That's the setup, that's the battlefield. So, we'll roll off, see who gets first turn. And hopefully, it's me. Oh, 4 and a 4. It's a roll off. So that'll be Necron's first turn. So that's probably handy for them because there's a massive horde. So we'll need to get around to shooting in. So we'll let these Necrons do their thing and we'll get back to you in a minute. All right, guys. All right, guys. End of Necron turn 1. And it was a pretty good turn. He's smashed some stuff up and give me trouble. So movement wise, over here, he's moved his little scaraby dudes in there to hold that objective. These guys stayed here and raised the banners on this objective. There's a big push down the centre with the characters and the Scorp Tech guys. He Veil of Darkness over here and shot the absolute crap out of my chopper boys, killing a bunch of them. I think he killed like 17, and then my war boss smacked around the unit and killed another one, but they stayed there with 2, so that'll come in handy next round to use some unstoppable green tide. But that's how it goes. Points-wise, though, Paul did kill 20 units all up across the board, which, what was that secondary called again? Thin the ranks. So he got a couple of points for that. And he's sitting in a pretty good position. This also shot across here and killed a couple of the shooter boys in the back. So he's putting in work here. So 2 points to start with. And we'll go on to the Orc turn 1 and see if we can't return the favour and kill some stuff. Alright guys, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Orcs round 1 and it's gone reasonably well. We've got stuff going on everywhere. We'll start over this side of the board. These guys jumped up into these rafters here, shot into the scarabs in here and absolutely annihilated them. There's nothing left of them, just bits of scrap everywhere. These guys stayed here and raised the banners on this. This moved around here to support a bit of shooting, but did sweet at fuck all, so it doesn't matter. These ran in here and there's a bit of an epic battle in here. So there was a back and forth between the war boss and the big Scorp Tech Lord. The Scorp Tech Lord took 4 wounds and the war boss took 6 wounds. Lucky he's got 7 wounds from the biggest boss, or he would have just been annihilated. And then the rest of the stuff here attacked the Necron warriors. How many of them did I kill all up? There's a blob of 20, wasn't there? Yeah. They're down about half, so we've killed about 12 of them roughly. So we're slowly chewing our way through them. Over here, Unstoppable Green Tide. They came on this side, got the charge in here and did 1 wound on this thing, and I had to roll like 80 dice. So for you Orc players out there, I'm feeling your pain having to roll 80 friggin' dice to get 1 wound, and then it just reanimates. So that was a big waste of time. But I got 2 points for Engage on all fronts for being all over the battlefield. So at the end of battle round 1, we're both on 2 points and sitting pretty. So we'll let the Necrons have their go and see what they can do in retaliation. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Necron turn 2, and Paul has turned this shit up to 11. He's killing all my boys. I'm not happy and can't wait till that toughness 5 comes out. It's going to be a lot handier. So what was the protocol you used? It allowed him to step back and shoot, which is just brutalised me. So he's backed this out, and this lit up the boys here and killed pretty much most of them. What else shot him? It was these guys as well.
The Immortals over there.
And the Immortals over here. So the Immortals from here, the Immortals from here, and this tank cleared out all the boys that were there. Over here, I've still got some boys and that because he stepped out here and he did a lot of shooting. But I think I'm down to, what do we got? 1, 2, 3. There's about 6 or 7 boys there, and we used breaking heads to keep in the fight there. But he got also, that was 30 Orcs killed. So we got, what was it, a point per 10 or 2 points per 10?
Point per 10, yeah.
Point per 10. So he got another 3 points for that. So he got 15 for his primaries because he had this one and this one, and he's holding more than me. The vermin one, and then he killed heaps of stuff. So he got like 20 points for that round. So that's really put the staple in this. So if I don't do something next turn, this could start to go real bad real quick. Yeah, there was no combat because everything stepped out, and that's pretty much the size of that. So we'll go on with Orc turn 2, and I better start removing some of these Necrons because I'm losing boys real fast. Alright, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Orcs round 2, and now I've turned it up to 11 and started giving back some of the loving. So first things first, my looters that were here ran into here. Sorry about the lighting too. I'm on the market for some new lights at the moment. My other one's all blew out, but they're holding this objective and they got a massive run, so they've managed to sit themselves pretty up in this building, which will come in handy if this game goes on too much longer. I got 6 points here for these guys sitting and raising the banners. This came over here and shot into these guys. Didn't really do anything. The rest of the Orcs ran around here and cleared out all the guys in here. The 5 Immortals. The War Boss single-handedly tore apart the, what were they called? Scorp Tech Warriors. And then these tank busters come on and blew the absolute crap out of the Doomsday Ark, leaving on 2 wounds. And then a couple of these rockets here finished it off. The big boy here failed his charge in, which was a bit disappointing because we really wanted to see what he would do, but hey, that happens. So at the end of this round, Paul's way ahead on points, but I've put myself in a good position for the next couple of turns, and he's severely running out of models. He's only got the 5 here, and then what you see here. Oh, he does have 2 Kryptos rolls, are they?
Yeah.
In reserve, which he's going to... I don't know what he's going to do with them. Stay tuned. Anything could happen. But apparently they shoot laser beams out of their eyes, so look forward to that. We were just laughing because it's only round 2 and we've just absolutely smashed the crap out of each other, but it's an enjoyable game. So we'll get back to Paul's turn 3 and see what he does. He's still got this big character here, so it could be real bad for me. All right, guys, I'm back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Necron turn 3, and there's been some shenanigans going on here. So pretty much these guys stayed on this objective. All the stuff that was sort of here, all the Necrons have pretty much piled into here and killed all my objective scoring Orcs that were in there. He took out the big mech, these guys took out the rest of the Orcs. His Warlord bopped my War Boss on the head and took 6 wounds off him, so he's back down to 1 again, but then he turned around and just tore him in half, so the Lord's dead. And then this guy, I think, killed one of them, but they got back up. Then over here, these little Kryptos rolls killed a couple of the Grots, but then the Grots killed one of the Kryptos rolls, but then the Kryptos rolls come back to life. So it was a bit of a, who knows what's going on, but it's all happening. So at the end of that, Paul got 7 points for that round, so he got 6 for the raised banners on here, and he killed another 10 Orcs, which got him another point, so it was a lot lower scoring than the last round, but getting there. So he's running out though. He's got 2 guys here, this guy, the 5 at the back, and then the blob in here, but the big Scorp Tech Lord's still there, so that thing just has been hovering around, shooting and killing and fucking shit up for days. So we'll get on with Orc turn 3 and see if I can't do something about these guys. Helicopter. Alright guys, end of Orc turn 3. What happened? We'll start over here. So these guys moved away from the Kryptos rolls, and then these guys in here, which you can't see well because of the lighting, but these 15 looters shot over here, lit them up. They're gone. Coming around here, the War Boss ran in and killed the Scorp Tech Lord. This guy ran in and whiffed and didn't kill him. Well, he got a couple of wounds on him, but he had a 4-up invuln, so he's saved. We piled into these guys so they couldn't shoot me, but then they took a wound off me, even though Paul told me he wasn't gonna. I flattened this unit with rockets and killed 4 of them. Then he reanimated and got back up to 5, and then I had to go back in with this helicopter, shoot up and chop them up with this, and we got them back down to 2. It was reanimation, eh? Not that I can talk, I've got medi squigs going on everywhere. So at the end of that, I scored for having this objective, table quarters, and I've killed a couple of characters. So at the end of round 3, Paul's on 30 points and I'm on 29. So it's a close game, but it's also a game of attrition. And who's running out of models faster is a problem. So we'll let him have his turn 4 and see if he can't turn it around and start hitting me back. Alright guys, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, Necron turn 4, really quick. He got 11 points for the 2 objectives, but pretty much all he did was step out of combat, so I have to use my turn to remove him. He stepped out of combat over here, and he stepped back out of combat over here, but still holding the objectives. So, bit of a tactical withdrawal, but we'll see now. I'll go and have my turn 4 and see if we can't just annihilate him off the board. That's what I'm hoping to do, but we'll see what happens. We'll get back to yous in Ork turn 4, where War Boss Git Banger just get back to banging gits. Alright guys, we'll be back in a minute. Alright guys, end of Ork turn 4, and the inevitable has happened. Well, it wasn't inevitable actually, no one knew which way this was going to go, but they've managed to get away with a win. I think at the end of this round, so the Rocket Boys, the War Boss, and this guy ran in, shot, chopped up everything that was in there. This guy got a good roll and killed the character, and this guy finished off the last 2 Immortals. Good game. I was just saying to Paul that it's like with the Orks, you lose a lot of models early on, but the game of attrition, it's hard to remove them in those later rounds. So when they go to tough 5, I'm pumped for that. Man of the match for myself, I'm going to go with War Boss Git Banger. He single-handedly banged all the gits. What did he kill? He killed the Scorp Tech Lord. He single-handedly killed all the Scorp Tech Warriors. And I don't know how many other... Yeah, he killed the Warlord. He freaking killed everything. That Killer Claw is... I hope that's in the new codex. It's a brilliant... Yeah, so... World's fastest War Boss. Who'd you go with for man of the match, Paul?
Probably the Scorpec.
Yeah, the big man himself. And you've done a magnificent job painting him too. He's a fucking brilliant model. So these are the big boys. Man of the match. There we go. Sitting up there. They're friends now because the war's over. So you got anything else you'd add to the game, mate?
Good game, well played.
Good game, yeah. It just kept swinging back and forth. So it was one of those ones where I'd grind down your stuff, then you'd grind down all my stuff, so on and so forth. Yeah. Unstoppable Green Tide and Reanimation Protocols is probably what kept it going. So, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to be doing a fair bit of battle reports with the Orks because I've got them painted up. So that was at 12.50. If you got any suggestions as to what I should add to the army next, give me a bell and we'll go from there. All right, guys. Till next time, we'll see you. Stay safe out there and enjoy.